shows Phil Hartman and John Belushi sitting in chairs in a television studio. Hartman: hello, I'm Hill Fartman, and welcome back to our 9th installment of what is now called SNL's Passionate Pundits, where one of our 6 SNL pundits each week will critique the last Saturday Night Live episode. Joining us this week once again is none other than Johan Belushi, a semi-retired veteran of sketch comedy who, depending when you ask him, cut his teeth in sketch comedy in either Somalia, Zimbabwe, or Egypt. Welcome, Johan. Belushi: this is a tough episode for me, Fartman. I spent my entire career in Chicago's Second City, and to see one of my former colleagues, Cecily, leave SNL, it's tough. Hartman: okay, so now you've cut your teeth at Chicago's Second City. Wonderful. And we, of course, will get into Cecily's surprise last SNL performance. But before we do that, what did you think of the cold open? Belushi: well, I like how they spoofed Donald's trading cards, and his Christmas list was very funny. But, oh, how Donald's changed. In the late 2000s and early 2010s, he, Cecily, and I used to often vacation together. Trump would take Cecily and I all over the world, and he would shower us with gifts as we basked in Cecily and I's Second City performances. It would also always include him watching Cecily and I perform erotica for his enjoyment. Hartman: are you saying you used to bone Cecily Strong while Donald Trump would watch? Belushi: well, occasionally he would join in too, if Stormy Daniels wasn't available. Hartman: wow, I guess that trading card would have been inappropriate to make. Anyway, what did you think of Austin Butler's monologue? Belushi: well, I gotta say, I enjoyed it. It was very touching when he spoke about his deceased mother. Austin reminds me of myself. We look very much alike. Very slim and fit. Not an ounce of fat on either of us. Hartman: right. Anyway, how about the next sketch, Wheel of Fortune, without the wheel? Belushi: oh, this reminded me of a sketch Cecily and I used to perform for Donald. We would get in the shower together and massage each other's bodies with various oils and rose petals. Hartman: that doesn't sound like this sketch at all. Belushi: if I may finish. Donald would watch us by the shower entrance. He would always ask us if we knew what he was thinking about. So then we'd have to guess, not unlike the sketch here. So this sketch really resonated with me, bringing me back to my rose petal massages with Cecily. Hartman: interesting. Did Donald ever join in the shower fun? Belushi: only when Cecily would call him Daddy. Hartman: wow, okay, and how about the next video sketch, which spoofed It's a Wonderful Life? Belushi: well, I thought it was very funny. I loved Heidi and Andrew as husband and wife, trying to deal with someone staring at them through the window. Again, not unlike how it was for Cecily and I in the shower, although we, of course, enjoyed being watched. Hartman: what did you think of the next sketch, Marzipan Candy? Belushi: you can almost taste the taste. Yes, very good. It reminded me of simpler times. 2011, future President Trump brought Cecily and I on his jet to Frankfurt, Germany, for a beer fest. Donald would give us candy, not unlike the candy in this sketch. It was almost good. Of course, after Cecily and I drank our beer and ate our almost tasty candy, which I found out later was filled with sedatives, Donald would have his way with us. I still feel pain when I sit down after that incredible journey. Hartman: wow, moving on to the next sketch, Jewish Elvis. Belushi: I thought Cecily was very funny as the old Jewish grandmother. And Austin was laugh-out-loud funny as the other older lady getting into the performance. But what can you say about Sarah Sherman, the superstar in the making? The Jewish Elvis was iconically funny. I hope to see more of that character in the future. And soon enough, when I, Cecily, and Donald meet up once again, I think we may try to recruit Sarah, get our menage a trois to become a menage a quator. Hartman, please don't scare Sarah like that. She'll end up in witness protection. What did you think of Lizzo's performance of Break Up Twice? Belushi, I thought it was wonderful. Lizzo had some wonderful moves on the bed prop. It, of course, brought back memories of Cecily and I's sescapades for Donald. This one time after the Indy 500, we found an old rustic hotel just outside of Indianapolis. Donald brought with him handcuffs and a dildo. Hartman, okay, please, enough. That man is a threat to our democracy, and thank God none of what you speak of was included in the trading cards, which were heavily lampooned on Weekend Update. Belushi, that they were, Hartman, that they were. I don't think they're so bad, those cards. I guess Cecily and I see Donald in a little bit of a different light than most people. Mostly black lights. God, did the Don love to watch us perform eroticism under the black lights. Hartman, I'm not familiar with black lights. That better not be a racist term. Belushi, oh, there's nothing racist about black lights, Hartman. Especially when Donald would invite his friend Herschel Walker to join us. Hartman, oh God, what did you think of Bowen Yang as Krampus? Belushi, well, I thought it was very funny. Around Christmas time, when Cecily was threatening to leave Trump and I and make it onto SNL, Donald used to also dress up as Krampus to scare her into submission. You know, something about Bowen, he really reminds me of Trump, especially when his horn fell off. Those two are like two peas in a pod, Bowen and Donald. Hartman, I'm sure Bowen would love to hear that. Now, what did you think of Heidi Gardner as Colin's great-aunt Pat? Belushi, I thought it was extremely hilarious and funny, and she did a marvelous job, as she always does. And I haven't seen that much crotch tapping since Donald told Cecily he had a joint in his pants. Hartman, and how about Cecily herself, playing herself? Belushi, she did great. Amazing, really. It's great that they let her be herself out there on Update. For the record, when I knew her, she shaved her pubes, so I can't confirm or deny if the white cotton of the Santa Claus hat really matches the drapes or not. And it was touching to see them refer back to when she was a Weekend Update anchor with Colin. Back then, she had kind of grown out of Donald and I, but he and I used to get a bottle of champagne and sit in his hot tub and watch her on Weekend Update. All those years ago. Oh, how time flies. Hartman, how about the White Elephant sketch? Belushi, well, it was wonderful, and Cecily was great in it. Amazing. And it reminded me of how Donald used to make Cecily and I play the White Elephant game with all sorts of sex toys. I don't think I even ever took out the butt plug. Hartman, what did you think of Chloe Fineman's performance as Jennifer Coolidge? Belushi, it was very funny. Chloe was spot on with the impression, as she always is. She's quite a sea-milf. Hartman, a sea-milf? Belushi, yep, a cast member I'd like to. Hartman, moving on from Mr. Belushi's fantasies with Fineman, what did you think of Lizzo's second performance? Belushi, Lizzo is a MILF. A musician I'd like to. Hartman, okay, stop, or we're going to have to pay the American Pie franchise royalties. What did you think of the Please Don't Destroy Guys video, Flirts? Belushi, it was great. I thought plastic shirts was a marvelous idea to get rid of stains. I'm sure Donald could have used one, as Cecily squirts. Hartman, Cecily squirts. I have to say, phonetically, it does have a ring to it. Belushi, from what I recall, she did not have any rings or piercings down there. Hartman, okay, and speaking of Cecily, how about the final sketch, Blue Christmas? Belushi, seeing Cecily be serenaded by the song Blue Christmas, it brought back memories of eroticism. That included Hartman. Okay, we are going to interrupt your 50th allusion to you and Cecily's dalliances with Trump to have a very special guest come out, Elvis Presley. Elvis comes out. Applause, applause, applause. Elvis. This one goes out to Cecily. I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree won't be the same, dear, if you're not here with me. And dead from the earth, we're not alive. It's Saturday Night Alive, starring John Belushi, Chris Farley, Phil Hartman, Jan Hooks, Norm MacDonald, Gilda Radner, Danitra Vance, and with many other special deceased contributors. Musical guest, Elvis Presley, and your host, Dustin Diamond. Everybody, Dustin Diamond. Applause, applause, applause. Diamond. Thank you. Thank you very much. I was an actor and stand-up comedian, best known for my role as Screech on the show Saved by the Bell. Applause, applause, applause. Diamond. And a running plot throughout the show was that I was in love with Lisa Turtle, though that love was unrequited. And to this day, it still hurts. Chris Farley as Zach Morris and John Belushi as A.C. Slater come out. Belushi, what are we doing here, Preppy? Farley, come on, Slater. We have to help Screech here finally get a kiss from Lisa Turtle. Are you ready, Screech? We brought in some extra help as well. Elvis comes out. Applause, applause, applause. Farley, what do you say, Screech? Will you let Slater, Elvis, and I help you finally get Lisa Turtle? Diamond, let's do it. Cuts to a montage set to the Rocky montage music. Da-na-na, da-na-na. Showing Farley, Belushi, and Elvis helping Diamond by running him ragged in sweats on a field, lifting weights, eating healthier, giving him a makeover, straightening out his hair, learning how to take a shower, learning to talk less and listen more, studying the classical arts, learning to sing and dance, and helping old ladies cross the street. The four run back onto stage. Diamond, thanks, guys. I think that really helped. As Belushi, Farley, and Elvis leave the stage, Danitra Vance, as Lisa Turtle, walks onto stage. Diamond, hey, Lise. Vance, hey, Screech. Wow, you seem to be different somehow. You look great. Diamond, there's something I always wanted to tell you, Lisa. I can't help falling in love with takes Vance into his arms for a passionate embrace and kisses her. Applause, applause, applause. Diamond. Okay, now that I got my practice girl out of the way, now it's time to go after who I really wanted all along, Kelly Kapowski. Vance slaps Diamond and runs off stage. Diamond. Folks, we have a great show tonight. The King, Elvis Presley, is here. So get ready to be all shook up. We'll be right back.